back here with Ace Attorney Duel Destinies. Hugh O'Connor has made up some nonsense. I don't know what's the body double. So you're saying you were there the moment your body double was about to lose? Yes, I was. Naturally, I wasn't happy when I saw that. That's why you're right. Okay, sure. Tracks. I was in the middle of totally flubbing the emotions, the mood matrix thing, but I doubt this will get all the noise at once. We probably have a few other weird things to uncover before Means is inevitably going to take the stand. In any case, I was at the far end of the lecture hall behind the screen. I figured no one would see me if I came and went through the doors there. You know what? So I have to just a side comment. I have to imagine that Means in the balcony, which is not shown here, but here. Oh, sorry, he was on the other one. If Court was dead at this point, then surely the fact that this wasn't like called off to wait for her means that no one was able to see up here, right? To notice that she was gone. Otherwise, they wouldn't have started without her because she was one of the adjudicators. Which means they probably couldn't see up here either. Which is just another point for Team. He had an easy way to sneak out. Just throwing that out there. I figured no one would see me if I came and went through the doors there.
Objection.
Wait, where? Sorry, objection! Far into the lecture hall behind the screen. Which screen? Screen! So these maybe are doors? I'm not sure. Cykes, don't know how much longer will you indulge him in this charade? Well, it's true that none of the audience might see him go through either of those doors. The faculty seats on the balconies are a different story and have a splendid view. I thought you could do better than that. The lawyer's bench is on the right side when facing the front of the hall. I used the door on the right side near the lawyer's bench. That means my movements were only visible to someone in the left balcony seat, but that seat was empty at the time, which is only natural. It was? After all, it belonged to Professor Court, and as we all know, she was already dead by then. Am I being dense or is he being dense? Because I'm pretty sure this was Professor Means' and this is the one he just pointed out. That can't be right. An empty balcony seat on the left side contradicts this piece of evidence. Well, okay, right. Wrongo! Take that! I have no idea where this contradiction is going. I do! It means that Means noticed. But I don't have any other moves at this point. Guess I'll just have to follow it and see where this takes me. You said the left balcony seat was empty, but was it really? I saw it with my own eyes. It was definitely empty. Now, I mean, except for the fact that... But what about this diagram? According to this, Professor Means was supposed to be seated in the left balcony seat. But if you left the lecture hall during his pre-trial speech, he would have been standing in there to seat addressing the students and faculty. No, this can't be right. No, I brought it down by 10, which is about what I expected, so there's a lot more to go here. You do no one any favor by exposing the falsities of his confession. I've told plenty of lies so far, but this part is true, I tell you. There was nobody in the left balcony seat. You gotta believe me. How I believe you? Doesn't seem like he's lying this time. Okay, Mr. O'Connor, let's have you testify again, but this time don't spare any details. You got it. I'll repeat it as many times as you'd like. I mean, my ingenious escape act warrants repeating, considering I'm the real killer. All I really care about is whether that seat was empty or not. Okay, right. Info update. The second floor was deserted. You seem surprised. Why won't you believe me? It's true, I tell you. I went out through the back door without anyone noticing. Then all I had to do was go through the empty audio control room. Right, okay. Sadness because it wasn't empty. Or sadness because it was empty and that means Juniper maybe was more... Either way, the sadness. Got it! Why would you be sad about that? That makes no sense whatsoever. I detected powerful sadness and fear right after you said this part. It's as if you said something you shouldn't have. What's wrong with you? You shouldn't reveal a person's inner feelings for all to see. Well, I'm a psychologist. Whoa, does her whole screen turn red when she gets angry? That's cool. Oh, because Widget's face is up here, right? Okay, right. Widget's personality is like gone up into this hologram. Mr. O'Connor, it's you who's revealing your inner emotions by the way you speak. Plus, I have a good idea about why you're feeling sad. You're a horrible person. Can't you just leave me be? No? My girlfriend's gonna die, man. You have no pity whatsoever. You said that you went through the empty audio control room, but that's not true, is it? There was someone who returned from there once Professor Means finished his speech. And that someone who was in the audio control room was Juniper, I guess. Because if he was in his speech, he was already up. Wait. once he returned from his speech. Wait, I'm confused. Did he do the speech from it? Didn't he would have done the speech from his balcony anyway. It's either Juniper or Means, but I can't look at the diagram to help refresh me, so it's... Take that! I know you realized there was a problem with your statement as you were saying it. That's why you felt so uneasy. If the audio control room was really empty, that would mean Miss Woods was roaming around the campus. And he was afraid because that cast suspicion on her. Okay. I thought, and then I was confused, and then I wasn't. It's fine. Mr. O'Connor, if you really want to protect Miss Woods, just tell the truth. If you believe in her, revealing the truth is the same as protecting her. Juniper's innocent. That's the truth. But in this dark age of the law, the truth can be easily twisted to serve anyone's needs. When the end justifies the means, your only choice is to fight back with lies. His heart won't hold out under this battle between truth and lies. Is there something I can do to make him recant his false testimony? I fear nothing now that I have lost everything. Go ahead, Prosecutor Blackwell. Cut me down if you wish. I thought you'd never ask. With you gone, we may swiftly proceed to a verdict. He broke out of his shackles again! Well observed, Your Honor. He did. I don't want to be the poor accountant down at the detention center. You, O'Connor, in deference to your valor, I will limit your suffering with one clean blow. Hold it! Could you wait just one moment before you cut him down? Silence! Do not come between a samurai and his foe, Cykes Dono. I never learned about this in law school. Careful, prosecutor. Remember that shocking experience you had last time? Yeah, really good point. Where's Fulbright on all this? Very well. Golden Boy might live. For now. Enough already, Mr. O'Connor. Miss Woods would never want you to protect her this way. She values the friendship between the three of you more than anything. Objection. That's where you're wrong. She doesn't feel anything for me now. What does it matter anymore? I might as well tell you everything. This is no doubt news to you, but I am not and never was a genius. Sorry, but I already knew. Me too. And don't forget me, though in all fairness, it was pretty obvious. I thought he was a genius at first, but the stuff he said was crazy. No need to rub it in. Just shut up and listen. It all started several days ago. I accidentally learned that my parents had been paying good money for my grades. Oh, it wasn't necessarily him. I see, okay. But that's bribery! It's the third person in this case who's like totally shocked by that. So the bribery wasn't Hugh's idea. All of my perfect scores were the product of cold hard cash, not genius. This actually doesn't surprise me really at all, because they've so far made Robin and Hugh both very sympathetic. So I was sort of surprised when they were just like, he's paying for bribes, he's a scumbag, kind of thing. Even worse, when they confronted my parents about it over the phone. Juniper heard it. Right. Juniper overheard me. Oh my, what a terrible misunderstanding. I've been living a lie. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm no genius. I'm completely worthless. Not completely. You're not saving Juniper's life, thankfully. A perfect zero. First step's admitting it, pal. No, sorry. Hugh. Even so, I still wanted to make it up to Juniper for disappointing her like that. That's why I wanted to clear her name by pinning the blame on me. I mean, she probably hates me now, so it'd be a relief to see her, for her to see me locked away. If you were trying to help her, then why did you testify against her? You were the ones who told me to tell the truth yesterday, so I thought if I did, it would help her. I wasn't trying to provoke us. It looks like we seriously misunderstood him in more ways than one. Yeah. At the detention center yesterday, Junie was in tears when she opened up to me. But the truth is, the friendship between the three of them is still rock solid. If there were something that could help me prove that to you... We even have proof of our friendship. Yeah, we're Robin and her brace, marks, whatever they are. Yeah! As long as our friendship lasts, you can bet we'll be carrying it around! I know. What about that proof of friendship they mentioned? I wonder where or what it is. Why don't I just ask? I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy It's handmade. And there's only one like it in the world. Maybe it's... No, that's definitely it. That band around his neck? Oh, wait, did we not already prove that was what that was? It's a friendship bracelet. It's got hands, whatever. Mr. O'Connor, that band around your neck, that's your proof of friendship, isn't it? Proof of friendship? Is that anything like a proof of purchase barcode? In court, evidence is everything. That's why the three friends created friendship bands. It's the evidence that proves their friendship. Because they're, law nerds, because they go to a law school. How very interesting. And chic. If they have doubts about their friendship, they can look to the proof they have on hand. That's why Mr. O'Connor's hand always goes to his neck when he's pressured. It proves he still has his feelings of friendship towards the other two. It doesn't matter if I wear those two. Objection! We don't know that they don't wear it. They have to check. They feel the same way too. I know they wear their friendship bands somewhere. Junie and Robin must both feel the same way as you. I just know it. I guess Apollo would be more helpful here because he's good at seeing where people's hands go at certain places and stuff. Jennifer once or twice has put her hand to her sort of collarbone, but also maybe it's something about the flower, like maybe it's around the flower. And Robin, I don't know, usually just does this. So maybe it's in her shoulders or something. Everything you have said leads me to believe that. In fact, he may have also just told me that the others were their proof of friendship. Where they're easy to touch, where they're hard to spot, where they aren't wearing them now. I guess where they're easy to touch. He didn't just prove that they're hard to spot. If anything, he would have proved that later. But she only just figured out that he touches it when he's anxious. So where they're easy to touch. All we have to do is think back to their testimonies. Ready? Right, there's one on the arm. Miss Newman holds her arm when pressured. I didn't notice that, but it is definitely a thing. And she holds her wrist. Okay, got it. Okay, right. And Miss Woods holds her wrist. I wasn't picking up on that, but I figured that makes the most sense. I know Miss Woods very well. She would never abandon her friendship with you over something like this. And taking the blame for her will only succeed in making her terribly sad. It wouldn't hurt, Juniper, if you were to back me up on this, but... I guess Robin made them, right?
Robin, these bands of friendship that you made, just for the three of us.
Each unique size is
I may have
just useful.
forgotten about them, but not me.
Where did she come from? I mean, she's the defendant, but it's weird that she's just kind of standing beside. But it's the most convenient time, I'll say that.
I think I should have known better than to doubt my best friends.
Let it all out, buddy. You're among friends here, except for, over there. I didn't kill anyone, and I didn't have a body double. I didn't move the body. I didn't even see it. And it may look like I'm speed reading Zen in the Art of Mastering the Bar exam, but I haven't read a single word. Well, you could have fooled me. In fact, you did. You... So, Miss Cykes, can I place my trust in you? I'm going to say Junie. So yes, you can place your trust in me. Then am I to understand that the witness is recanting his confession again? Yes. This warrants further chatter. We should talk about this at length. He's recanted his confession like 6 times already. He's a crybaby. Hey, shut up! He's letting out his feelings. That's what court's about. A most roundabout trial. I much prefer the turnabout variety myself. Now we are back to the fact that there was but one suspect who lacked an alibi, which is, in the end, Professor Means. The truth you've been seeking this entire time. So we're back to square one. I'm exhausted and depressed. It probably doesn't matter at this point, but I might as well update the moon matrix. What's that noise level at? if he was pretty sincerely traumatized... No, it does matter, because Means wasn't there! Huh? Does this mean...
Further resistance is futile. The time for a verdict is nigh.
Objection! Please, wait.
What sort of devilry are you up to now?
What if our client wasn't the only one with an alibi? The trial would continue, right?
Well, yes, I suppose it would. But after such a thorough investigation, does such a person really exist?
Yes, we found someone. It may have seemed like a major roundabout. But Mr. O'Connor's testimony has cracked this case. There's no more noise. He's telling the truth now. During the mock trial, the balcony seat opposite him was really empty, which means that there was one person unaccounted for.
Yes! Finally!
Oh my god. Bye. Besides Judy, the only other person without an alibi during the mock trial is Professor Means. Take that!
Thank God!
The balcony seat was empty. That much is true, isn't it, Mr. O'Connor?
That's right. How many more times do I have to say it?
So basically, Professor Means wasn't where he was supposed to be during the mock trial.
Silence! Need I remind you, every last soul in the lecture hall heard him deliver his speech?
Objection! I know, and that's not in dispute here. Now let me explain how a speech could begin from the empty seat. It was pre-recorded! What if the speech was pre-recorded? That's the only way the speech could have been delivered from an empty balcony seat.
Objection! Or objection! Objection!
Sorry. Wait, are you accusing Professor Means? That's insane! I mean, he's the one who gave me the tape recorder.
Take
this to the police, he said, and tell them you found it. What? Really? Wait a second! Mr. O'Connor, did you just say that Professor Means gave that phony recording to you?
Phony? The defense will refrain from hearing unsubstantiated allegations.
It's very substantiated!
Oh, I said he gave it to me, but what do you mean it's phony?
Wow. Who could have seen this development? Surely not the player!
Tape recorder updated in the court record. Identified as a fake, Professor Means used Hugh to pass it on to the police. Because that obviously frames Hugh if they even never found that it was fabricated.
Voice chanting Yuri Goner as recorded on this tape was dubbed onto it using a line our client said in the mock trial video.
Why, this is an extremely crucial piece of evidence. In a real court of law, you're supposed to give that before the trial starts. At least in this side of the ocean.
Professor Means gave Hugh the phony tape. If that's really true, then Professor Means has guilt written all over him. Your Honor, the defense moves to call Professor Aristotle Means to the stand.
Silence. I already broke my shackles, I can't do it again. The seat was never empty. It was but an oversight by the ardullet of a witness. An inmate who was formerly a surgeon once told me something. He said it's often all too easy to overlook critical symptoms.
Objection! Well, we're not going to overlook this oversight. If the speech was pre-recorded, the basis for suspecting our client would be shattered. Let's check what Professor Means and see whether the empty seat was a witness oversight. A verdict without first looking into that would be inconceivable.
All right, fine, you can stop shouting now. That's enough, both of you. Now here's my opinion on the matter. While a surgeon overlooking critical symptoms is a problem, a witness's oversight too must not be overlooked.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thus, as to the matter of whether Professor Means was or was not in his faculty seat, I believe we must ask the professor himself.
I agree. Professor Means should be here in the gallery today.
Do as you please.
Finally, it's about time I get to do as I please. This is already one of my favorite trials, not only in this game, but just in the whole series, maybe. I know that it's not everyone's favorite, but I'm adoring it so far. And maybe, you know what, it might just be my ego saying, because I've been able to call most of the twists, and I haven't died yet.
Will you please state your name and occupation for the record?
And just because the rest of the cases in this game are giving me an absurdly hard time.
Certainly. I am Aristotle Means. I teach the lawyer course at Themis Legal Academy. And let me add that while I welcome any opportunity to assist with the trial, I don't care for this undue suspicion. Shut your goddamn mouth, phone.
Undo! Undo! Don't worry, Professor. We're just interested in the mock trial video right now. We just need to take another look at that speech you gave. Can we count on your cooperation in this?
Very well, if that's all you're interested in, please proceed, Miss Cykes.
We need to find some sort of evidence that shows this speech was pre-recorded.
Alright, I believe we're ready. Let's roll the video.
It's this one. Whoop, nope, sorry. That's for someone else.
Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today. The mock trial, the crown jewel event of the school festival, will begin shortly. When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come.
Oh no. I'd forgotten how long and boring his speech was. Sure.
Wake me up once this is over.
Hey, no fair!
The experiences of our youth have a powerful and profound effect on our adults. And in conclusion, you there, wake up, pay attention.
Ah! I'm Mike! Isn't that right, Your Honor?
What? I'm awake too. Wide awake, see? Once again, our pure white Lady Justice will be watching over all of you today. The what?
Objection! Which they must have done because the other one broke! Oh, it all makes sense now. Oh, it's coming into focus.
Pay attention and you may make a difference one day. Now, let the mock trial begin.
Pay attention, you can make a difference someday. Ouch. What a message of hope.
That is about it. One of my better speeches, if I do say so myself. I even saw some of our students with tears in their eyes.
He's obviously not familiar with the phrase bored to tears.
Listen, Cykes, if you have subjected me to this epic study in tedium without purpose, talk I will feast on your tongue after I've cut it out.
But you were asleep the whole time.
Well, Miss Cykes, did you notice anything strange about that speech?
I did. Can I please hear that last part again?
Once again, our pure white Lady Justice will be watching over all of you today.
Hold it! There! I finally found what we needed. Professor means I have only one question about your speech. Why does that last part we just heard contradict with this? Take that! I thought he was going to ask me to bring up the court record. The professor said the pure white Lady Justice would be watching over them, but the Lady Justice in the video isn't even close to being white. It's as gold can be! I'm not sure I can wrap my jaw around that to test its authenticity. I didn't say it was made of gold, Your Honor. Now, it's true that the statue is pure white, but it broke before the mock trial began. The one you see here is its replacement. Oh, well, that's a shame on every count. Ironically, this golden statue sticks out like a sore thumb compared to the white one, meaning the professor wouldn't have made a mistake in its color if he'd been present.
Shut your dumb mouth. It seems that I have caused some confusion, but it was merely an oversight on my part.
Objection! The statue was in the middle of the room. How could you not know what it looked like?
Well, I was in a balcony seat. Furthermore, the statue had previously been white. I'm afraid this isn't sufficient evidence of the speech being pre-recorded. We had our answer long ago. The accused was the only one to leave the lecture hall.
No, wait! There's gotta be something that can prove the speech was pre-recorded. Just look at one more note about it. Pure white Lady Justice will be watching over all of you today. Oh, you there, wake up, pay attention. Was anyone actually dozing off at that point? I don't think we saw any in the picture, but he just said something about students having tears in their eyes, so he's giving us some more details we can pick apart, I guess. According to the mock trial video, I don't see anyone sleeping. The speech started here and ended here, 10 minutes and 35 seconds. The tape has about 10 minutes and 35 seconds of noise requiring further testing. Oh, does it now? So he would only have given it to... So it wasn't to cover up anything incriminating at the time that it was caught in the... It was to cover up the fact that he used it to pre-record the message. And so then he had to dub over that for that reason. It ended here. It was a little over 10 minutes, but I doubt anyone wants to be tortured again. It was only a little over 10 minutes. It felt like it went on forever. How'd you figure out how long it was? Easy, there's a timestamp in the top right. All you have to do is subtract the time the speech started from the time it ended. The speech goes from the 10-minute mark to 20:35. Wait a second. I could swear I've seen the same interval of time listed among the evidence. Maybe there's a way for me to use the speech time to show that it was pre-recorded. Take that! I would like the court to take a look at this.
And this is...
Voice print analysis that proves the voice in the tape recorder belongs to our client. Yet another situation where I feel like they didn't have to say, I swear I've seen this particular time interval. I think she could have just said, the speech goes from the 10-minute mark to 20:35. Wait a second, that feels important somehow. I feel like that would have been enough to not be too much, but also if you had forgotten all about this, to give you some hint to look for it. Just another point where I feel like this game, it always is going one extreme or the other. Being like really obtuse and not saying enough of what you're supposed to be looking for in the contradiction, or just blatantly telling you, I've seen the interval 10:35. Because even someone who had never even played this game before could just look through all these to look for the number 10:35 and find that. So it slightly undercuts the feeling of intelligence I had from having remembered that myself. Moving right along, though. The voice print analysis that proves the voice on the tape recorder belongs to our client.
Yes, but didn't we just establish that the voice on the tape recorder was a fabrication?
We did, but what I'd like to focus on is the noise that's also there.
Noise?
Yes. You should know a lot about noise, you're fond of making it. The defense believes it resulted when the tape's previous recording was erased.
And what do you hope to prove by that?
The length of the noise is what's important. It's 10 minutes and 35 seconds in all. And what did the timestamp read at the moment Professor Means began his speech?
Well, that would be exactly 10 minutes.
Now let's forward this long-winded exercise of boredom to the end. Okay, stop. The video timestamp now reads 20:35. Based on this, we know the time it took for the speech alone.
Right, subtract 10 minutes and you get 10:35. 10 minutes and 35 seconds? Why, that's the same as the voice print!
Right, 10 minutes and 35 seconds, the same as the noise in the tape recording. I assume you all understand what this means. Professor Means' pre-recorded speech had been where the noise is now.
Silence! You seem rather confident considering this is a mere happenstance match of numbers.
Objection! But is it really just numbers?
The lab is continuing their study of the tape. So far, they've found signs of overdubbing. But it's going to take a bit longer to recover what the audio that was erased.
The police are analyzing the noise as we speak. It won't be long until we know what was originally there. Now I'm sure of it. The professor was trying to create an alibi with the recording, by pinning the crime on Junie. It could be that there's more to this than we understand, though. I can't think of another culprit than Means, but they have liked to pull some wild twists right at the end of the previous cases, like Damien being the nine-tailed fox and there being two Orlas, for instance. He's not gonna get away with it. Not on my watch!
Miss Cykes. Oh, he's miffed. I believe you are well aware of my methodology. Even if Juniper were the perpetrator, I would vigorously defend her, as per my word. And to that purpose, I offered to be her lawyer. Alas, look what's happened.
All I've stated are obvious deductions derived from evidence and testimony.
Truth be told, I had no intention of testifying. I had been keeping quiet for Juniper's sake. But now that you cast this blame upon me, I have no choice but to reveal the truth.
Oh, good. Maybe we could just wait for the voice print analysis, the erased tape recorder bits to come back instead of testifying? Uh-oh. This doesn't sound good.
I will now reveal the truth behind why I had to pre-record my speech before the mock trial.
Oh, he's admitting that was him. Okay, good. Well, that's certainly a card played in it from his hand.
I, Professor Means, always say what I mean and mean what I say by all means.
Alright, good.
Witness testimony. Professor Means' testimony.
I'm here for it. Oh, we're not in upbeat tempo anymore. Interesting, there might be a little more to this than I thought.
The defendant came to me with what she said was very important and by necessity, secret. She asked me to pre-record my speech and come to the audio room during the mock trial. Juniper confessed to the murder and asked that I get her declared innocent in court. She also said I'd become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. But when I said I would protect Juniper, I meant it, because it's the humane thing to do.
How dare you say that about Juniper Woods? I'm losing my pity for you by the second. Normally I even pity the killers because they're clearly deranged and not seeking the care they need, but I'm just angry at you now. Juniper would never! Oh my! So you're saying the defendant threatened you? This has to be a lie. I mean, everything about it lines up to be too perfectly to be true.
On this most consequential of occasions, let me be completely frank with you. Juniper has truly taken to heart my teaching that states the end justifies the means.
She's not even in your class! I don't believe you.
When she asked me to defend her, she said that I must also prove her two friends innocent.
Who are two friends? The witnesses?
Correct. Hugh O'Connor and Robin Newman. I was to ensure all three walked free. All three were to achieve their dream. That was the result Juniper was seeking. And she was even willing to threaten me, her own professor, to that end. You no doubt had high praise for her ruthless tactics. Yes, well, that is why I vowed to vigorously defend her despite her threatening me.
She would never sink down to your level!
There was a time when lawyers merely sought the truth if they wished for victory in court. But alas, those days are over. Now, in the defense of justice, order, and all that is good, the end justifies the means.
I'm so sick of hearing that phrase.
Though it truly grieves me so, I must tell you this. Forsake the truth if it's victory you seek. Steel yourself for this new courtroom reality.
That does it! He's gonna regret dragging those dismal, depressing ideas in here. Since he's already surrendered the dark age of the law, it's up to me to fight it.
Why so silent, Cykes? Don't know. Something the matter?
This is a court of law. It's no place for long-winded talks about idealistic principles. That's why I'm going to let the evidence do the talking.
Let's not get carried away now, Miss Cykes. It will not do to have you attempting to discredit my doctrine. Do not force me to rectify this situation.
No, go ahead and rectify it! Only if I lose and you win, that is. Right, okay. I'm definitely gonna have to push here. I didn't know. Well, I mean, he keeps saying, I'm a professor, which is just not accurate. He's a professor at the same school as her, but maybe that's just what he means. But it's worth pressing anyway. The defendant came to me with what she said was very important and by necessity secret. She asked me to pre-record my speech and come to the audio room during the mock trial. This is what I want to hear more about because it's Miriam's tape recorder, which was left in the art room by Miriam and then returned there, right? I think. So to suppose that Juniper just, well, if it was left in the art room, then it would have captured the moment of the murder. But Means has already admitted that the bit that was covered over was his speech. So that warrants more scrutiny, but let's just look at what's here for now. She asked me to re-record my speech and come to the audio room during the mock trial. Juniper confessed to the murder and asked that I get her declared innocent in court. She also said I'd become an accomplice after losing my alibi to the pre-recording. Well, you hadn't pre-recorded it yet. Oh, no, you're saying you did pre-record it just because she asked you to. Right, okay. Seems dreadfully unlikely, but whatever. She also said I'd become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. But when I said I would protect Juniper, I meant it because it's the humane thing to do. Paula, what are you thinking? You know he's rotten to the core, he's a total pro. I mean, that all made perfect sense. Yeah, but you can't believe a word he says. He's making this up as he goes along. He'll trip up on his own words yet. Just need to force it out of him. Time to see how consistently the professor's testimony matches up with his actual actions. I don't quite see to what she's referring, so I'm going to just push on everything, I think, for the moment. Although, because I'm pretty sure this won't be it, I'm curious about what pushing on this happens. Hold it! You were trying to protect our client? Yeah, right. Don't say anything to pin the blame on Junie.
What a frightful look. I would ask that you not glare at me so. I've nothing but admiration for how Juniper was willing to go as far as to threaten me. That is why I am protecting her by any means possible. She has been a model student.
But this is saying this is equivalent to admitting that she was the murderer, which is, you're not protecting her anymore. Liar! You're trying to pin the blame on her. How am I going to show that that's what he's saying isn't what he's really thinking? Well, with my mood matrix, I could probably manage it.
You cannot possibly overturn my claim, so isn't it about time you admitted defeat? After all, if my unassailable logic is not truth, then what is?
If he thinks I'm going to give in to his pack of lies, I've got another thing coming. I'm going to find a hole in his story if it's the last thing I do. I have a wonder if maybe we press on everything and she's going to be like, it's no good, I can't do anything, and then we have to run a widget on him. Anyway, let's just press on everything else. Hold it! I doubt our client would have come to you with something like that.
You have a point there. If only Professor Court had been alive, I suspect Juniper would have gone to her instead.
So, our client came to talk to you after Professor Court was dead.
Let's go through this step by step, shall we? First, Juniper came to me that day.
She had to re-record my speech and come to the audit room during the mock trial. Hold it! Are you suggesting it was our client who told you to fake an alibi?
You have every reason to be surprised. I, too, was shocked when she told me that. Simply put, Juniper has a secret that she wished to protect that badly.
Is he kidding me? That lie couldn't be further from the truth. The problem is, how am I going to expose it?
It was an earnest request from an outstanding student. How could I possibly have refused?
I don't know. Confessed to the murder and asked that I get her declared innocent in court. Hold it! Did you consider that a threat?
Yes, but it's now you to whom she has passed her demands on to. Miss Cykes, you must realize that you two are being used by Juniper.
No, she was the one, I was the one who insisted this be this way. What?
Your Honor, I ask that you two do not let her feigned weakness and innocence fool you. Juniper Woods is quite clever and extremely tough.
Yeah, she is, but she's not. There's nothing feigned about her innocence. It's not a very good snapback. Gosh, she's manipulative as Blackwell.
And perhaps most important of all, she is a fervent follower of my teachings.
Objection! Your Honor, the witness's testimony is nothing but an attack on our client's character.
Very well, objection sustained. So be it. Nevertheless, the fact that she threatened me is immutable.
No, there's no evidence of that. She also said to I had become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. Hold it! So where did you go during that time? You weren't just sitting... Oh, I guess the discussion could have taken 10 minutes. How could you overlook such a threat? As a teacher, it's your duty to discipline students.
Yes, well, perhaps I do have some serious reflection to do on this matter. I suppose it was just wishful thinking on my part. I wanted to believe that Juniper hadn't actually committed murder and that she hadn't meant to threaten me.
Really? Please do explain.
Long had I waited for a student who would embody my teachings.
Does the witness realize what he's saying?
Surely you must see the true meaning behind my words. I am merely staying true to what I teach, and my methods are but a reflection of the times.
Oh, wow. His way of thinking has really worked, but I haven't heard any inconsistencies yet. I wouldn't be so sure. Really? The more he tries to avoid logical inconsistencies in his testimony, the more likely we'll see inconsistencies between his actions and his words.
It is a dark age in which we live, and there is much I would like to say on the matter.
So, Athena reacted pretty strongly there, which suggests that this is the part. She said I'd become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. Ah, but then why would you then pass it on to the police? Dadoy? Sorry, that shouldn't take me nearly that long. Objection! Oh wait, it's not it? Oh, bugger. This piece of evidence clearly reveals the inconsistency in the witness's testimony. I've been doing this for far too long to be fooled by such nonsense. God! I really tried hard that time too. Your Honor, can I at least get credit for trying? Very well, I hereby award Miss Cykes the court's wasted effort award. No! There's no love. I've never heard that one before, that's awesome. Ah, but why would he give it to the police then? Sorry, I shouldn't have said Dadoy. I have to review some earlier evidence is what I have to do. I feel like one of these earlier pieces is going to come into play very, very momentarily. This is one of the trickiest... Hang on a moment. When did she... ask you to pre-record that speech? He doesn't mention, so I guess it's not relevant. It isn't necessarily this one that it was on, it just, Athena seemed to react strongly to it, so I'm looking for something that contradicts it. This is an interesting one too, because I had to find a lot where inconsistency with actions he's already taken, because it's all he already took on the day of the murder. So I gotta think, what did he do on the day of the murder? I suppose this photograph could be important there. I gotta think about the facts of each statement. The defendant came to me with what she said was very important and by necessity secret. Juniper approached him, told him to keep quiet. That was the facts of this one. Juniper asks him to pre-record his speech and then come to the audio room during the mock trial, which is in line with everything because we were pretty sure it was pre-recorded on account of the white statue for one thing. Juniper confessed the murder and asked that I get her declared innocent in court. She also said I become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. I think Athena reacting strongly here, I think it's not just that, but also this feels like an important point. She said I'd become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. Okay, I gotta think of this. I'm Professor Means. I gotta think I'm a role-play the situation that he's supposing, even though I'm pretty sure it's a lie, so that I can see where the weirdness comes in. Juniper, I've got this very intelligent, very bright pupil in a class in my school. There's a very prestigious event coming up that she is a part of. She's gone ahead and said, do you think you can pre-record your trial so we can have a secret meeting for 10 minutes in the audio room, right while that speech is going on? Then she tells me, I murdered someone. I murdered one of the other professors. Please defend me. And by the way, you have to because you're an accomplice now. Because I made you pre-record your speech, so you were also gone during this time. But then somehow he also says, I didn't want to believe that she actually killed someone. What then did you believe? Look, I'm an attorney, I don't have to deal with this. Oh, no, sorry. He hasn't lost his alibi for the time of the murder, he's lost his alibi for the time of... By his testimony, he's lost his alibi now for the time of moving the body. So it's probably something to do with moving the body, right? So is what we're getting at here that you've lost your alibi for the time of moving the body. So obviously you want to make it look like Juniper, the only other person who it could have been, was the one who moved the body. And then you make it all set up to follow the script, therefore. So why wouldn't you do that? Oh, well, I guess... No, that's not very concrete. Oh, well, he then overdubbed it with "You're a goner." So I guess I want to put it on that's the humane thing to do, because horse plot, you then tried to frame her by putting "You're a goner," right? Then we have to imagine it was you, because A, who else would have access to that thing that you pre-recorded, which is still Miriam, so I don't know why we haven't mentioned that, and B, who else would have actually had access to the mock trial video that would have any intention of framing Juniper for a murder that they didn't know happened yet. I think we want to use this one here because it says Professor Means used you to pass it on to the police. Why would he pass this tape recorder to the police if it incriminates Juniper if he had her best interests at heart? Objection! Yes! Oh, thank God. I was really worried I was going down a rabbit hole for a bit there. So let me get this straight. You were trying to help Miss Woods. That's nothing more than a bald-faced lie. No offense, Your Honor. Well, his face isn't bald.
Such defamation of my character and your hair follicles, Your Honor. It is an outrage.
Your sex will clarify our statement, but leave my hair follicles out of it this time. Yes, of course, Your Honor. Now, please take a look at this. Sorry, that one probably took a little longer than it should have, but I'm glad I actually thought it through and didn't just mash. The witness gave this tape to Mr. O'Connor. Then he slyly whispered, Take this to the police and tell them you found it.
There was no whispering, slyly or otherwise involved. I simply did that out of kindness.
Objection! Is that very kind? The tape contained our client's voice. In short, it is incredibly damaging evidence. Why would it exist if the why would it even exist if the witness wasn't trying to pin the blatant murder on our client? They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but not yours! You never had good intentions. Only lies to protect yourself while blaming another. You, Professor, are the embodiment of the dark age of the law.
Objection. Why, you little... You dare call my teachings and methods lies? Oh no. Ha! Oh dear, he's brought a chalkboard out and he's got a mohawk. Famous Legal Academy is a proud institution. It's the most powerful in the world. You'll never forget what true education and lawyering means once I'm through with you.
Professor Means, what's with your hair?
Quiet! No talking in class! Homeroom, October 26th. Eyes and ears up here, everyone! Homeroom is now in session. We'll begin with roll call. Athena Cykes!
Present! Huh? Oh, here?
Apollo Justice!
I'm fine. I'm here.
Fool! The proper response is here, without any extraneous information.
Ouch! Here.
Next, Your Honor. Here! See, class, that's the proper way to answer. Simon Blackwell. I said Simon Blackwell! Are you here or not?
There's always one, isn't there?
Well, then I'll just mark you absent. Now get out of my class this instant. Get out. Very well, if that is your wish. Who am I to defy my homeroom teacher?
Is that such a good idea? Prosecutor Blackwell is free of his shackles. It just so happens I was a member of my high school's disciplinarian committee. What? But is that really so shocking?
Constabulary lapdog to teacher's pet. What a malleable mutt you are, Fulbright. Very good, Bobby. You just earned a gold star and a promotion to head disciplinarian.
I think Means is the killer. And I think we'll be getting into the rest of the implications of that next time. I liked that just recent testimony, though, that you had to think about intentions and motivations beyond. It wasn't just a matter of, he said it was red, but it was blue kind of contradiction. Not that, those contradictions are fun when you finally find them, but so was this one for that reason. Because I had to go through multiple theories and pick through them. Anyway, I reckon the next episode we're going to finally wash our hands of this case. Although I'll be sad to see it go because it was pretty awesome. And we'll be getting into the next one. Hopefully just barely. But that's all for now, so thank you so much for coming around. Next week we'll go to the channel. It's going to be some more Verdant Wind Assassins only. That's all for now. Thank you so much for coming around. Hopefully I'll see you around. I'm going to be out of here. Peace! I needed money to buy the thing to let you write the test, but you know, it's going to bring your dex speed up a bit, is it? Nice. You know, Lauren said the same thing, but in your case there actually wasn't. How's he look in the thief outfit? Or Myrmidon, or whatever this is. Myrmidon, yeah. It's alright, actually. Yeah, I'll give him that for a bit. With Marianne and the mercenary.